Hi, I'm Vicky and today I'm gonna paint the Darkling from Shadow and Bone. I watched this series on Netflix and I really love it, and I also want to read the books, so anyway I wanted to paint him. I started the painting by sketching his face on watercolor paper. For the background I wet the paper first, then I used the wet on wet technique because I wanted the background to be blurry and kind of look like smoke or some dark substance. For the background I used some black, two kinds of blues, and I wanted to make this blurriness like in the front as well, a little bit in the corners. I only left out those parts where the lights are gonna hit his face and his hair, so the right side of it I tried to avoid, but because the other part of his face was basically in shadows, I didn't mind going over those parts. Then when I had the background, I used the same colors basically for the shadowy parts of his face to basically sketch it up, to know like where everything is going to be. Of course the darkest places were his beard, his hair, around his eyes, under chin and his clothes. Then for his skin I added some skin tone, like this orangish tone, and this is going to be the first base of the whole skin. But I didn't want it to dominate as much, so I used some more blues for the darker tones and also more purple for his eyes and the shadowy parts. I like to build the whole picture at the same time. I don't like to do details right from the beginning. I like to, get to that point where I start to paint the details. And especially with watercolor, I think you have to think ahead, like where everything is going to be. And if you start with the details right away, you might mess it up. It happened to me many times, and sometimes it's not so easy to correct those mistakes. So I think it's easier to work on the whole painting at the same time and bring the details in later. Sometimes even like this you make mistakes, you draw a line a little more in than it should be, and all of a sudden the whole shape is a little different. So now I start to bring in the details. I started with the shadowy, the darkest parts, his eyes, some detail in the hair, eyebrows, nose, the line of his lips. Then I was starting to bring some highlights. Even though while I was painting I tried to keep the light parts light, so I didn't go over them. I tried to avoid those places, but because there is such a harsh light coming from the side somewhere, I wanted to bring back those highlights and enhance those parts. And also while I was painting the eyes I lost the waterline, so I wanted to replace that. I actually used the gouache for the light part. I mixed some orange to it, I mixed it with watercolor, and I also used it just clear for the lightest parts. So this is how it turned out. I hope you guys liked it. If yes, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. I'm actually planning to paint some more characters from the series, so if you want to see those, stay tuned, and see you guys next week. Bye!